Dustin Poirier is picking Max Holloway to defeat Justin Gaethje at UFC 300. He also reveals that his fight against Benoit Saint Denis could have also been on UFC 300. Speaking to MMAfighting.com, Dustin said, "I would put my money on Max just because he's the underdog. I see a lot of people online saying that Max is going to be undersized, but Max is a big guy. He and Gaethje probably walk around the same weight. Max isn't a small guy. It's a coin toss, but if I was betting, I would bet on Max." I was talking with Hunter Campbell, and we were talking about maybe the opening of UFC 300 pay-per-view or the second fight, and then we started talking about UFC 299, and to be the co-main event, that's a much bigger slot. It's close to my training camp, it's close to home. I wanted to be a part of UFC 300, but this just made more sense. Colby Covington believes he is still the best welterweight on the planet, despite his recent loss to Leon Edwards. Speaking to Submission Radio, Colby said, "I am the title of this division. I am the welterweight savior. I'm the biggest draw in this division. There's a reason everyone calls my name. Fights are easy to get and dunk on these nerds. I'm the king of Miami. I'm America's champ, the people's champ, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. I'm in a title fight every time I fight. Everybody knows that. To get back to that undisputed title, whoever is the biggest and best name that the UFC tells me I have to go through to get there, that's what I'm willing to do. I want that title more than I want to breathe, more than I want to live. I'm in my prime, I'm 35 years young, I haven't taken any damage in my career, especially in that last fight. Leon didn't leave a scratch on my face. There were a couple of tiny little bruises on my leg. Big f***ing deal. I landed double the strikes as him. I know I'm the welterweight champion. I know I'm the best welterweight on earth. Just because 3 judges didn't decide it for me that night, that is not going to affect my future and how I train in my preparation every day. I work hard, blue-collar American. I'm a 24/7, 365 fighter. I'm not a part-time fighter. As long as I'm in this thing, I'm fully invested in my career. I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep working hard. I'm not halfway in, halfway out. I'm fully in on this, and I want that welterweight title more than I want to live. Whatever it takes to get back there, I'm willing to do. The UFC knows that, so whoever they put in front of me, I promise you the chip on the shoulder of Colby is coming back, and he's going to finish this and rewrite all the wrongs of the past." Rampage Jackson wants to have boxing matches with 2 of his former UFC rivals. Speaking to Ariel Helwani this week, Rampage said the first one with Shannon. "I know he's a bit older than me. He might be a better boxer than me because I never boxed before. I'm looking at this like a warm-up fight. After that, I want to rematch Rashad Evans in a boxing match. We throw them thangs. Then after Rashad, I'll call out Vanderlei Silva. I've been in many wrestling training camps, and I think boxing hurts less. Age ain't nothing but a number." Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith discuss what the mentality is like after winning a UFC title and achieving all of your goals in MMA. Smith says that if he won a title, he thinks he may find it hard to find motivation to continue fighting and get punched in the face. Bisping responds and explains how he felt after winning the middleweight title back in 2016.
It's got to be ego.
Yeah, no, it is. It's ego, for sure. It is, because you got the money, but that now...
Because I look at it and I think, man, like, it. Like, if you, like, maybe that's just me, and maybe I'm different because I feel like I got a pretty good control of my ego, but I feel like if I won a UFC title, had all the money in the world, I don't know. And maybe once you, and again, I've never won a title, and you can tell me better than anybody. Like, I think after that, I would have a hard time. Like, once you reach those goals, I think I would have a hard time. Like, man, I'll just go enjoy myself. You know, I go hang out with my kids, and like, I don't need to get punched in the face anymore. I did everything I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, in our game, you want to be the champ. Mm-hmm. For me, it wasn't because of ego. It's because when you're the champ, that's when you make the most money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So of course you want to be the champion because you want to say you're the best. You want to have that belt. You want to reach the top of the mountain, but you also want to make the most money. That's why we do this. That's why, you know, I respect Conor McGregor doing what he's doing. Still, I mean, it remains to be seen if he's gonna come back. Yeah. Right?
But if he does, why?
He doesn't need to.
No,
well, because you can't buy the championship of the world. Yeah. You can't buy the respect.
The only thing you can't buy.
It's the only thing he can't buy. He can buy pretty much anything else he wants. He can't buy the championship of the world. You can't do that. And you can't buy that feeling and that thrill. You know what I mean? You can't buy that.
New footage of Khamzat Chimaev sparring is going around social media today. The caption says pay-per-view rounds from Khamzat Chimaev in Thailand. So yesterday, Rampage Jackson went on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani and claimed that Garry declined to come on his podcast out of fear of getting made fun of.
We already had somebody declined because they said I was going to make fun of them, but I haven't been really making fun of them.
Who was it? Who was the sensitive Sally?
Honestly, I can't remember his name. They declined, but I think it was that guy what's his name? Ian. I think he's come. I think they finally got him on. He didn't want to come at first. What's his name? Ian.
I don't know. Ian McCall?
Ian with the wife that boyfriend.
Come. Ian Garry.
What's his name? Oh, Ian Garry. What? I'm not going to make fun of him.
Yeah. Well, it's tough.
Is that true though? His wife got a boyfriend?
No.
That is not true. That's rumor too.
I don't know. I don't like to ask people about their personal lives. Okay, I leave.
It's personal if you drinking piss or not. That's personal.
No, I would never ask someone about their personal lives. I wouldn't ask them if they are in love.
Ian Garry has replied to Rampage via his Instagram story. Here's what he had to say.
Quentin Rampage Jackson went on Ariel last night and spoke about how I turned down his podcast because I was afraid of being made fun of. I've got the on Monday of fight week. I've got him in like 4 days. I'm on his podcasts. And he goes on, he calls me and he's, Ian, didn't even know my name. And he's like asking Ariel, does his wife really have a boyfriend? No, you tick. No, because you're believing absolute bollocks and lies from other people. Imagine running a podcast and not knowing who your next guest was. Imagine being that stupid and then going on Ariel and speaking about it. Well, I can tell you one thing. You're definitely not having me on now because you're here and chatting mad. Good luck, take care. I wish you nothing but gall.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to Ariel Helwani claiming there's another fight on UFC 300 where one of the fighters hasn't actually agreed to the fight yet, and the UFC announced it anyways. The first one says, Ariel gotta stop yapping. The second one's from Jacob. It says, crazy how Ariel gets mad at Dana wanting to break news instead of letting him do it. This dude is such a weirdo. And the final one says, anyone else tired of Helwani just complaining about Dana any chance he gets? Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.